Today we're going to talk about something every gamer knows all too well, the bittersweet feeling of finishing a truly great game. So let's check out 10 great games that will make you sad when they end. All the gameplay footage used in this video have been played and recorded by myself. I am trying not to use other people's gameplay footage from YouTube like other such channels do. With that being said, please subscribe to this channel for motivation so I can work harder to make more amazing videos for you guys. Kicking off our list is Final Fantasy VII Remake. There are tons of remakes being made these days with the faithful monetization of the original games, but this game is like a complete reinvention. It swaps the turn-based combat of the original classic with amazing real-time action. The campaign of this game took me more than 30 hours to complete, but I think it is worth that time. I love the game's spectacular style both in and out of its awesome cutscenes and its truly amazing soundtrack. The game takes you on an unforgettable journey with Cloud and his companions. From the moment you step into Midgar, you're drawn into a world filled with rich lore, complex characters, and a super engaging story. I think this game is a perfect blend of nostalgia with modern gameplay mechanics, making it accessible for both new players and longtime fans. My favorite elements of Final Fantasy VII Remake is its character development. All characters are more fleshed out than ever before, and their interactions are filled with emotional depth. Weapons upgrades also made me digging through menu too much, but it's such a cool new system that I didn't mind. However, Cloud's signature starting weapon, the Buster Sword, is still my favorite in the game. The game's stunning visuals further enhance the experience, making every moment feel cinematic. As you progress through the game, you'll find yourself deeply invested in the fate of these characters and the world they inhabit. When you finally reach the end, you'll be left with a sense of longing. The story's emotional highs and lows, combined with the cliffhanger ending, leave you yearning for the next installment. So, as per my experience with this game, I will say that even if you play this game for so many hours, you'll still want more.
Going in. All right. Shit. Yeah. Time to burn. Well done.
Next up is What Remains of Edith Finch, a narrative masterpiece that explores the lives and deaths of the Finch family. I think this game has one finest magical story in all of video games. It is a collection of short stories, each offering a unique perspective on the tragic fate that seems to follow the Finch family. From the moment you start playing, you're drawn into a beautifully crafted world filled with mystery and melancholy. The game's storytelling is unparalleled, using various gameplay mechanics to immerse you in each family member's story. One moment you're swinging from a tree as a child, and the next you're experiencing the life of a fish-obsessed teenager. Each vignette is a work of art, blending narrative and gameplay seamlessly. I will not delve into their stories too much because it's best to discover yourself. One thing I loved about the house itself is how incredibly lived in it feels. The only challenge in the game was finding a way into the locked rooms through secret passages, which I think very easy to find. But this also makes the game charming and wonderful. The emotional impact of What Remains of Edith Finch comes from its exploration of themes like loss, memory, and the passage of time. By the time you reach the end, you'll feel like you've been on a journey through a family's history, experiencing their joys and sorrows. The game's conclusion is both poignant and thought-provoking, leaving you to ponder the stories long after you've finished playing.
Lewis was born in your When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
God of War 4 takes the iconic Kratos and places him in a whole new setting with his son Atreus. I can't quite remember a father-son dynamic so successfully developed and used to make such a fantastical adventure in a video game. This game is a masterclass in storytelling, blending action and emotion in a way that few games can match. The father-son dynamic is at the heart of the story, and their relationship evolves in meaningful ways throughout the game. My favorite element of the game is its single-shot camera style, which never cuts once from start title screen to ending credit unless you die. This makes me more closer to Kratos in each intense moment of the game, as the camera forced me to sit with him every minute of the game. Kratos' weapon, the Leviathan axe, is I think the best weapon I used in any recent game, as it can be used like Thor's hammer. Throwing the axe at the enemy and then catching it back felt so satisfying to me, even after doing it thousands of times throughout my gameplay. The combat is intense and satisfying, with Kratos' Leviathan axe adding a new layer of strategy to the battles. The game's world, rooted in Norse mythology, is breathtakingly beautiful and filled with memorable characters. But it's the quieter moments, the conversations between Kratos and Atreus, that truly elevate the game. As you journey through the game, you'll witness Kratos struggle to connect with his son and come to terms with his past. The narrative is deeply personal, exploring themes of redemption, loss, and the bond between parent and child. Believe me, when the credits roll, you'll be left with a profound sense of closure, yet a longing to see what lies ahead for Kratos and Atreus in their next adventure.
I'd hope that you, of everyone I'd faced, would finally make me feel something, but you can't.
Next game on our list is A Plague Tale: Innocence. So this game completely caught me by surprise on its release, because I was not much interested in this game due to its title and pitch. But honestly speaking, I enjoyed this game so much more than my expectation. It is a hauntingly beautiful game that follows Amicia and her brother Hugo as they navigate a world ravaged by the Black Plague. The game's atmosphere is oppressive and dark, capturing the fear and desperation of the time period. From the very beginning, you're thrust into a story of survival, love, and sacrifice. Amicia and Hugo's bond is the emotional core of the game. As you guide them through perilous environments, solve puzzles, and evade the Inquisition, you'll witness their relationship grow. There is not really too much combat, since you are just dodging or shooting enemies with rocks. But it's not such a bad thing, because the game knows that combat is not quite its suit. It's a completely linear game, but that's another reason why I like this game, and it kept me interested throughout the gameplay. The game's narrative is gripping, filled with twists and turns that keep you invested in their fate. The visuals and sound design of A Plague Tale: Innocence are exceptional, creating an immersive experience that draws you in. The game's depiction of the plague-ridden world is both beautiful and terrifying, with swarms of rats serving as a constant threat. I think this game is absolutely worth your time. It's shorter, it's cheaper, but it doesn't make it any less great. By the time you reach the end, you'll feel a deep connection to Amicia and Hugo, making it hard to let go of their story.
What's that then?
I'm gonna pay for this.
When are they going to call us back to camp? Shit, it's nearly dark. What the hell was that?
Some people will not agree with me on Alan Wake 2 because of the difficult gameplay in some chapters. They complained about the confusing gameplay in some areas, like inside the tunnels or finding murder site at Ocean View Hotel. But honestly, I found nothing confusing. Instead, I was more interested because of this changing scenes element to unravel the story. This game delivers a psychological thriller experience like no other, with its gripping narrative combined with its eerie atmosphere. As you unravel the mystery of Bright Falls and delve into the mind of Alan Wake, you'll be drawn into a world where reality and fiction blur. The story of Alan Wake 2 is so interesting that it kept me engaged the whole way through of the game until the end. It does start off slow to introduce Saga and such, but once you're able to swap between Alan or Saga, that's when the story truly takes off. The game's writing is top-notch with a story that twists and turns in unexpected ways. Alan Wake's struggle against the dark presence is filled with tension, and the game's pacing keeps you constantly engaged. Managing supplies while battling scary enemies is a very important aspect of the game. I always felt the intensity when fighting enemies because I didn't want to miss my shots and waste supplies. The atmosphere is enhanced by the game's stunning visuals and haunting soundtrack, creating a sense of dread that lingers throughout. I played on performance mode and the visual fidelity was still impressive. The sound direction is so good that whether it's the music ramping up or the lack of sound, I was freaked out the entire time. By the time you reach the conclusion of Alan Wake 2, you'll be left pondering the mysteries of Bright Falls and the fate of its characters. The game's ending is both satisfying and open-ended, leaving you with a sense of intrigue and a desire for more.
Was here. He'll be back.
Stray offers a unique perspective as you explore a cyberpunk world through the eyes of a stray cat. It's a small game, about 3 hours long playthrough if you can solve puzzles quickly, but if you are bad at it, it will take maybe 6 hours to finish the game. The story of the game is so good that once you start the game, it will keep you engaged until you reach the end credit. The game's narrative elements are simple enough, but when put together, they are intriguing and enjoyable enough to keep you to play on. The game's atmosphere is one of its strongest elements, with a richly detailed environment that feels both familiar and otherworldly. As you navigate through the city's neon-lit streets and dark alleyways, you'll encounter a variety of characters and challenges. The gameplay is a blend of exploration and puzzle solving, keeping you engaged throughout. I like how the game doesn't tell you how to solve puzzles like how to get blanket for that robot or where to find jacket and hat for that worker. You need to explore the entire city yourself to find clues or ways to get into certain places or to get certain items to progress in the story. Trust me, it's a small game, but you will feel great when you find a way to get out of this underground city and also free its robot inhabitants. And believe me, when you reach the end, you'll feel a deep sense of attachment to this stray cat, making it hard to say goodbye. We can't talk about emotional games without mentioning The Last of Us Part 1. It's been almost a decade since I played the original, and as I revisited its amazing remake, it felt like absolutely awesome as it was before. I am not hesitant to say that this is one of the most beautiful and harrowing tales ever told in video games. This post-apocalyptic tale of Joel and Ellie is a roller coaster of emotions filled with intense moments and deep character development. The game's narrative is a masterclass in storytelling and exploring themes of love, loss, and the human condition. The cinematic storytelling of this game is perfectly paced to hold my attention, and the bond between Joel and Ellie is the heart of the game. As you journey through a world ravaged by a fungal infection, you'll witness their relationship evolve to genuine care and affection. The game's writing, voice acting, and animations bring these characters to life in a way that few games can match. The Last of Us Part 1 is also a technical marvel with stunning visuals and a haunting soundtrack that enhance the emotional impact of the story. The game's pacing is perfect, balancing moments of tension and action with quieter, more introspective scenes. By the time you reach the game's unforgettable conclusion, you'll be left with a profound sense of both closure and longing for more.
Oh man.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor continues the journey of Cal Kestis as he battles against the Empire. It was one of my most anticipated games of 2023, and that was due to how much I loved Star Wars Fallen Order. The game's rich story, incredible lightsaber combat, and deep connection to the Star Wars universe make it a thrilling ride. From the very beginning, you're thrust into a galaxy far, far away with all the excitement and danger that entails. The game's narrative is one of its strongest aspects, exploring Cal's struggle to survive and find his place in the galaxy. It has huge, bombastic moments, rich story moments that resonated with me, and it adds layers to the gameplay that allows for a slew of different playstyles. The characters you meet along the way, from loyal droids to fellow Jedi, add depth and emotional weight to the story. Personally, I loved the relationship of Cal and Merrin in the game, and some of their cutscenes are so amazing. Let me show you my favorite moment of the game.
Dead end!
We make a stand?
Do you trust me?
Of course. What are you up to?
No time to explain. Do you trust me?
Yes. Was that for luck?
No. For me. Jump through, Cal!
I can't believe this!
Believe it! Well done!
You got this, buddy! No kidding. This thing's gotta have a weakness.
Nice one, Cal!
Don't thank me yet.
Having fun?
What, you're not?
We can't keep this up.
I have an idea, but I need an opening.
There's nowhere left to run.
Then we stand together.
Now or never.
The game's visuals and sound design are top-notch, capturing the essence of the Star Wars universe in stunning detail. The lightsaber combat in Star Wars Jedi Survivor is fluid and satisfying, making every encounter feel intense and rewarding. The game's exploration elements, from traversing ancient ruins to uncovering hidden secrets, keep you engaged throughout. By the time you reach the end, you'll be left wanting more of Cal's adventure and the rich, immersive world the game has created. I am a big fan of Resident Evil series, and let me tell you, Resident Evil 4 Remake is by far my favorite Resident Evil game beside RE7 Biohazard. I am thinking about it that which one out of these two games will I put on number 1 in my RE games ranking video, which will come soon. So this game revitalizes a classic horror game with stunning graphics and enhanced gameplay. Leon Kennedy's mission to rescue the president's daughter is filled with tension and excitement, and the remake captures the essence of the original while adding new layers of depth. The game's atmosphere is one of constant dread, with every encounter feeling like a fight for survival. The visuals are breathtaking, with detailed environments that immerse you in the game's world. The sound design is equally impressive, adding to the tension with eerie ambient noises and the unsettling sounds of enemies lurking in the shadows. The narrative of Resident Evil 4 Remake is both familiar and fresh, with new story elements that enhance the overall experience. The characters, from the enigmatic Ada Wong to the sinister Osmond Sadler, are well developed and memorable. Plus, there are so many mods of this game which can make this game more amazing and enjoyable. I don't even remember how many times I played this game with different mods of Leon Ashley and, of course, our dear and lovely Ada Wong. By the time you reach the end, you'll be left with a sense of accomplishment and a desire to dive back into the world of Resident Evil. Finally, we have Uncharted 4: A Thief's End at the top of our list. Alright, so with any doubt, I am going to say that this game is by far my favorite linear game that ever made. Believe me, when I was playing this game for the first time, I was just checking it out for a few minutes. But this game is so fucking engaging, I just can't stop playing until I finish the game. This adventure game is a treasure trove of action, exploration, and heartfelt moments. The game's narrative is a fitting conclusion to Drake's journey, filled with thrilling set pieces and emotional character arcs. The relationship between Nathan and his long-lost brother Sam adds a new layer of depth to the story. As you uncover secrets from their past and navigate through dangerous environments, you'll witness the bond between the brothers grow. The game's visuals are stunning, with detailed landscapes and dynamic weather effects that enhance the sense of adventure. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is also filled with memorable moments, from high-octane chases to quiet, reflective scenes. Believe me, I just can't show you my favorite moment from the game, because this game is full of so many amazing and intense moments. I genuinely loved everything about this game: the story, the visuals, the cutscenes, the combat, and all the correctors, even the negative ones. The game's pacing is perfect, balancing action and exploration with character-driven storytelling. When you reach the end, you'll be left with a sense of closure and a bittersweet feeling, knowing that Nathan Drake's story has come to an end. And this ends today's video about 10 of my favorite linear games that will make you sad when they end. Which of these games left you wanting more? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell for more awesome gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.